Hello everyone, welcome back to RPMbassy. This is John and Mark, and we'd first of all like to thank you for hopefully enjoying our top 20 list that we did recently, that's just finished off. What we're going to be doing next is kind of carrying on the tradition of a tops list. We're going to be doing our top 10 7-inch singles. A little bit less information than previously, just because you're working with a couple of songs at a time, but hopefully you're going to enjoy this all the same. I'll be starting off. My top 10 is Hungry Like the Wolf by Duran Duran. So this obviously is off of Rio, which, you know, I had in my list of top 20 albums, and I wouldn't have normally picked this song. Like, The Chauffeur would have been my favourite song off of that album, but this, for one, is a lot easier to get hold of. And also the B-side, which I think kind of, that's actually part of the joy of collecting 7-inches, is the B-sides, really. You know, getting the getting that you know, special song or, you know, rare song that you can kind of enjoy as well. So obviously Hungry Like the Wolf kind of in a way was the song that helped them get into the mainstream in the US. Like, it wasn't a massive song to begin with anywhere. Like, I think it charted at maybe 6 in the UK eventually, but it kind of entered into the charts pretty low at like 35, so did okay, but was a bit slow on the uptake.
I think it was the first single for the Rio album, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah. Sort of over time, a lot of US stations, especially like in California, they really pushed the album and this song in particular. And then when the music video came out, that kind of helped skyrocket it. And I think for the US market, this was really the song that made them into stars over there. Obviously it's a great song, there's not really a whole lot that needs to be said about the song, everybody knows how it sounds. Lyrically, it's one of those ones where I've kind of gone back in and listened to it again and kind of realised this is a bit of an uncomfortable song to listen to.
Yeah, I found that out recently. I've got a few things to say about that, actually.
Like, obviously, Hungry Like the Wolf, the band themselves have said that it's sort of kind of inspired by Red Riding Hood and things like that. But, you know, when you delve into the lyrics themselves, there's literally a line about stalking.
Stalk through the forest, too close to hide. I'll be upon you by the moonlight side.
It's pretty apparent what it's all about. And the video itself kind of reflects that as well, but kind of goes into more of the theatrics and the kind of like vampires and werewolves and all that kind of stuff. The B-side on this one is Careless Memories. It's the live version from the 1981 BBC Hammersmith show, which is a fantastic live recording. Like, the whole show is excellent, and I think that alongside When the Lights Go Down, those two kind of, if you want to get an idea of like Duran Duran as like a live recording band, those two performances are really good to listen to. And obviously Careless Memories from their previous album, as I said, it sounds fantastic. The whole live album is amazing, so this is a really good like taster of that. And as an aside, that album's probably got the best version of Nightboat that they've ever done, in my opinion, or at least had recorded. So really worth picking up, and it's not expensive at all. And that's kind of a theme with a lot of these ones that I've got in my list. They're very accessible singles, so they're worth picking up just to kind of have, you know, you get the B-side, you get the song itself, and you get that little extra piece for your collection.
I mean, the thing with that, it's really accessible because obviously in the 80s we only had vinyl, so there used to be thousands pressed up, whereas in the 90s everything's really rare and really expensive. I've got a story about Hungry Like the Wolf. Right at the very end of Hungry Like the Wolf, there's this noise in it, but it sounded like my mum shouting, "John!" And every time I heard that, I said, turn it off, thinking she was shouting me. It wasn't, it was the end of this track. I love that. I'm a massive fan. There may be one of them in my top 10. So my top 10, number 10, this is an artist called The Twin. Basically, it was Boy George. It was an alter ego of his, and he was active between 2002 2005 during the whole kind of Electroclash era. And he found it as a free and total expression, and to enable him to kind of express how, you know, he didn't want to do all these pop tracks, and he used The Twin as a way to kind of get these tracks out that he wouldn't have normally got out. So it was a lot harder. Lyrically, it was a lot harder. It's during like the electroclash scene. It was all very kind of based around about Lee Bowery. So he was doing Taboo at the time, the show. And my production partner, who's been working with George for like long term, produced a lot of this stuff with the Twin. He did release a single, but he released 4 singles, but they come together as one, which is why I'm going to show you all 4. So there's 4 singles in this, but it's the Twin. This stuff is worth a lot of money now because they only pressed up, I think it came through More Protein, his label, but they only pressed up like 500 of each. And the very last Twin single, there was 520, and I have it here. So the back of all these are all numbered. But he kind of guested with it. He had like Avenue D on a track. He had loads of kind of people. I mean, I was in a band called the Droids at the time, and even the Droids did a remix for him, but that didn't come out as a single. That was on the, I think it was on the album sampler. But the artwork is incredible. The label got like 8 pieces of artwork done. So some of these singles, there are 2 covers, but I didn't get them. So you've got like the Twin, the Replicant mix, and that's Here Come the Girls. We did a show with Boy George as the Twin at the ICA in about 2003, 2004 as the Droids. We were on before them, and he did the track for the first time here, and I loved it. It was great. I didn't even know he was doing the Twin. And then we've got this one, which is a big hit, was Electro Hetero, and it's got David Beckham in the background, partially naked women, women's underwear and all that kind of stuff, which did cause a bit of controversy. Supposedly he was not very happy about this, but George being George and the Twin didn't really care. And then you've got this one, Sanitized, which is probably my favourite out of all the 4 singles. The music's a lot harder. Again, it was Kinky Roland, Replicant, who produced this as well. So it goes in a bit harder with this one, almost like electro punk. And what he did, if you listen to it, there's no kind of like nice melodies. It's like real aggressive vocals, lyrically, vocally as well. And then the final one is Human Racing, which I think this was the one the Droids did a remix of. But I can't find a copy of it anywhere. But that is my number 10 of my top 10 singles, and I've cheated because I put all 4 in one, because you are supposed to buy these all together, and that is the Twin and his 7-inch collection.
Amazing.
Thank you very much. Join us on number 9.